political and as well agriculture policy activist Ashka Soni. Ashka Soni, welcome you to the studios.
Thank you.
Um, uh, will you tell a little bit about yourself to our audience?
Yeah. So basically, well, if I go academically, I have studied engineering. I've done my specialization in chemical engineering and journalist. And after that, I went to Zambia and I worked in the limestone industry over there. And yeah, that's about it. But after I came back to India and I started searching about what is happening while I was doing my postgraduate diploma in process engineering. I also started looking up at what's happening with the farmers in Vidarbha and where we are lacking with the technology, why is all this suicide happening, because basically I am not a person from agriculture, and it really got to me when somebody told me that 3 lakh farmers have committed suicide. So that really hit me hard. And because being from a technology background, I don't understand that how, I mean, where are we lacking at this in this age of technology, and we have everything, like literally everything, whatever we want. So what is it that is the cause. So that's how I started looking up. And
Oh, so basically
yeah.
it is the suicides of the farmers in Vidarbha that
Yeah.
moved you to get into this field. But do you think, with your background of chemical engineering, where, most of the inputs that are currently used in agriculture, whether it is pesticides or it is fertilizers,
Yeah.
most of them, they do come from chemical engineering. And
Yeah.
maybe I think that is perhaps must have been motivated you, because in the current agriculture you do find a lot of application of these chemicals, and and at least the
Very
media
true.
reports say that the deaths are mostly because of the increased cost of the inputs.
Inputs, yeah.
Do you also think that as one of the catalysts which rather pushed you to think on these lines?
Yeah, so well, first, being from that field, I thought we are actually like helping them, like we did them a big favor by inventing such great things and hybrid seeds and like GMOs and whatever. But turns out that we actually destroyed a living ecosystem. We didn't have to interfere so much, we didn't have to do all of those things
Yeah.
that we did to. Okay, I think basically when we actually introduced the green revolution, it might have been of some significance that time, because we were living a ship to mouth existence that time. Even that was not a problem of India. It was because because of the British rule,
Yeah.
that we were actually pushed to that brim,
Where
poverty and
our
hunger.
our production was it came down, and we were
Yeah.
not having that basic infrastructure of food logistics was not there.
Exactly.
And there was a famine in the year 1942,
The
and
Bengal famine, yeah.
and that is the reason why the entire agriculture system did collapse, maybe because of the colonial rule.
Yeah.
And there were systems not in place. And then, well, as an option, perhaps the scientists, the universities thought
Yeah.
that there has to be a shift, and it,
Yeah.
maybe chemicals came
Of
into.
course, yes, and I think it was all pre-planned, because these are all war chemicals. So when the Second World War ended, they did not have a place to dump these chemicals, and agriculture was the easiest option. Nobody questions in agriculture. Whatever you put in the field, if it gives a good result in one season, yeah, this is the product.
Yeah.
So I think it was the easiest option for them, for the multinationals to hit agriculture. They did not really think the long term effects of all of these things. So,
Well, since when have you been pursuing your interest in agriculture? Because you must have completed your engineering couple of years back,
yeah.
and then since when you got into this?
6 or 8 months back I started
Okay.
researching about all of these things, and that this kind of like thing made me even go to Vanna Shiva, because I think she has all the answers. I thought that because she's the one
Who has been doing a lot of work, on
yeah,
the saving of the seeds
Yeah.
and sustainable living.
living.
What are
exactly.
your views on sustainable living?
So sustainable living is, I
Or
think-
maybe you can say
yeah.
sustainable farming.
Yeah. But then sustainable farming doesn't come unless the entire it is a part of sustainable living.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you should we need to just go back a little bit. I should say like a few years back. No, a few decades back.
Yeah,
Okay. To and they are building sustainable villages and all of those things, but I think they should really look into skill development.
Okay.
Like giving them the infrastructure is a good thing, but to connect them to the towns and whatever. But I think that if they don't need so much of connection, what they need is to be just left alone,
Yeah.
and giving them their skills back.
Yeah.
They were just they were very sufficient with their medicines, they were very sufficient with their food, they were very sufficient with their clothing, they were very sufficient with all of those things. Just leave them alone, man. I mean, just give them a little bit of they don't need your crores and crores to be invested. I think all they need is a good teacher. The education system, if taken care of, they don't. I want to buy that organic food. Okay, I'm really tempted to buy it because I know the benefits of it. But look at the cost. I mean, it's 3 times or 2 times more than the regular produce. But what is the true cost? We are paying a lot for that chemical loaded food to come. It is not the cost that is written on the label is not the true cost.
Yes.
There is a lot of, if you go to see, I mean, we have really paid a lot
Yeah.
in that. And so as a
Are you
consumer,
talking about something, the distance that is involved before the food reaches the consumer? You're talking something about what is known as food
food
miles?
miles, yeah. So the food miles, I mean, obviously, it is also a very big issue where because the food is traveling so much, it is actually hampering our environment. But also because it
And
is
it's all
traveling so
because
much.
of
Yeah.
fossil fuel that is
The fossil
that is,
fuels, that is involved in the transportation. Yeah.
Yes.
But apart from that, also that food. I mean, if you have to store this, you need a lot of preservatives.
Yeah.
And I think we are by choosing
Endangering
to
our
eat
life.
that. I mean, we are just helping the preservative industry.
Yeah.
I mean, why are we doing that also?
Yeah.
Instead, I can just put my money in organic food. But then again, I want the government to support it, to subsidize it, and that's where the policy comes into play.
Yeah.
So to make the entire thing viable, see, even to make this pesticide, fertilizer, seed corporations viable, and that the government subsidize them. So now we want a system which is ecological, and we want the government to make it viable. So what is wrong with that?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
very true. When a government invests something like 1,50,000 crores, so subsidize fertilizers and pesticides,
Exactly.
and just about 300 and odd crores for organic farming, that definitely drives
Yeah,
us to
speaks
think on those
volumes.
lines. Well, if you prefer to have more support for organic farming, especially to make the livelihoods of the farmers better, and also to help the consumers eat the better stuff, what do you think are the right kind of measures the government should do? 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one.
The first one would be a shift in the subsidies.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else can the government do? There's a lot for us to do.
Yes. So
As well, yeah.
what you try to say now
Yeah.
is we need to minimize the interference of the government in the food production. That's what you want to say.
Yeah, and
Like for example, we
what-
have
yeah.
about 670 Krishi Vijnana Kendras. We have quite a number of agriculture universities in this country, and each one of them, in a way, are supported by the multinational corporations like Monsanto, Syngenta, and Bayer's.
Bayer.
All these companies have been pumping a lot of money, and that is why they do influence the government to have more subsidies for use of the chemical pesticides or fertilizers.
Right.
So you think therefore the government should not really encourage it through their institutions like Krishi Vijnana Kendras or agriculture universities, where basically it's a group of these universities, KVKs, and multi